Every country today is seen to making their defense system strong, and Bharat is on its path of Atmanirbhar in its effort to kill dependency on other countries related to defense support. Now, we should know what is the AMCA and why it matters for India. India's Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft AMCA is not just a fighter jet project, it's a national security milestone. Designed by India's Aeronautical Development Agency, that we know as ADA, in collaboration with HAL, that's Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, the AMCA is envisioned as a fifth generation stealth multirole fighter that will play a pivotal role in India's future air dominance. It aims to match or even counter fighters like China's J-20 Chengdu, Mighty Dragon, America's F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II. Why is now AMCA important for India? Air superiority in the face of China-Pak threats, with China deploying J-20 stealth fighters in Tibet and Pakistan acquiring J-10Cs and possibly Chinese stealth drones, India's current fleet, largely 4th gen, needs a leap forward. Is the need of the hour. AMCA is that leap. Strategic autonomy in defense tech. That's the AMCA represents India's quest to reduce dependence on foreign suppliers, especially after challenges faced in acquiring cutting-edge tech from the West and Russia. Now, indigenization, if we speak about that, national security plus economic power, if successful, it strengthens and Make in India Atmanirbhar, and that builds high-tech R&D infrastructure and opens the door for exporting advanced fighters to friendly nations. Nuclear triad and future conflict preparedness, that is a stealth platform like AMCA potentially armed with nuclear-capable cruise missiles or BrahMos NG, completes India's aerial deterrent in a fast-changing strategic theatre. Now, what is India doing about it right now? Its prototype phase, phase 1. The AMCA project has received approval for a 15,000 crore prototype phase. ADA is aiming for the first flight by 2028. 5.5 gen aspirations. The first version AMCA Mk-1 will be 5th generation stealth, but Mk-2 is being planned as 5.5 gen, integrating advanced AI, loyal wingman drones like CATS Warrior, directed energy weapons and possibly adaptive engines. Private participation is that a special purpose vehicle SPV model is being discussed involving DRDO, HAL and private industry like L&T, Tata and Bharat Forge to accelerate timeliness and avoid PSU delays. If we look at the foreign engine collaboration, India is negotiating with GE USA for joint production of the GE F414 engine to power AMCA Mk-1. For Mk-2, India is eyeing a more powerful indigenous or co-developed engine with France Safran or UK's Rolls-Royce. Now, what are China and US doing? And why should India worry? China's Edge J-20 and 6th gen projects, China's J-20 Mighty Dragon, is already in service with significant investments in 6th gen concepts like drone swarms of hypersonic missiles and electromagnetic catapults for carriers actually. China is now mass producing the J-20 while India hasn't yet flown AMCA. What's China's advantage? Speed, production capacity and early induction. The US benchmark F-35 and beyond, the US dominates with F-22 and F-35, both combat proven and is already developing NGAD, that is next generation air dominance, a sixth gen system involving stealth jets, drones and AI integration. Now, why this matters? If India doesn't build AMCA fast enough, it risks technological obsolescence just as peer rivals surge ahead. The AMCA is not just a fighter, it's India's ticket to strategic autonomy in the skies. But speed, collaboration, and political will are the keys. In a world racing toward sixth generation warfare, India must act decisively, not cautiously now. AMCA, that's India's stealth jet gamble. Can it outfly China? India's Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, AMCA, is not just a fighter. It's a statement of intent, of sovereignty and survival in a sky increasingly crowded by stealth rivals. But here's the hard truth. The prototype is expected only by 2028, and mass production could take another 8 to 10 years, bringing real combat capability only by the mid to late 2030s. Now, what is prototype? A prototype is the very first test version of a new aircraft used for flight testing, design validation, and fine tuning. It's not combat ready. It marks the beginning of trials, not war preparedness. And until the aircraft passes dozens of test flights, weapon integration checks, and stealth signature trials, it can't be cleared for production. In short, prototype by 2028 means real jets won't fly combat missions for at least another decade. The strategic nightmare? What if China arms Pakistan with stealth jets? While India builds its first AMCA prototype, China is already flying the J-20 stealth fighter and mass producing it. Now imagine this: what if China transferred stealth jets or downgraded AMCA like aircraft to Pakistan? This could shift the aerial balance in the region, and that could also threaten India's northwestern borders and force India into a reactive defense posture. That's not just a military risk, it's a geopolitical pressure point. India's dependence, can we truly call AMCA indigenous? India is designing AMCA indigenously, yes, but the engine, sensors, and advanced materials may still come from abroad. Right now, India is in talks with GE USA for engine tech, exploring joint development with France Safran and UK's Rolls-Royce for future engines, looking to Japan for next-gen electronics and stealth materials. So here's the concern. In a conflict scenario, will France, Japan, or the US let India operate freely or limit spare parts or tech access due to geopolitical compulsions? That's the dilemma. Can a stealth jet truly be sovereign if it depends on foreign power plugs? Can India afford to wait until 2035 for stealth air superiority while its rivals race ahead? What is India's backup plan in case of AMCA faces delays like Tejas did? Should India push for an international consortium like the Eurofighter mode with Japan and France? And most crucially, is India's air doctrine ready for a two-front war involving stealth fighters from both China and Pakistan? AMCA is India's ambition made of metal and memory chips. But ambition without urgency can be dangerous. If India wants to dominate the skies of the 2030s, it must act with the speed of the 2020s. Because the countdown to stealth war has already begun. We can see that. For more updates and deep insights, keep watching The Global Eye.